Okay, sir. Hey guys, good evening. A very warm welcome to the session. I hope all of you are doing absolutely fine and amazing. A very happy new year to all of you and a very warm welcome to the session. How's everyone doing? Good? Good evening, Ayushi. Hi, Bacha. Hi, Santhya. Hi, Satya. Hi, Shreyash. Hi, Sopornika, Mickey, Virendra. Hi Bacha, hi Tanisha, hi Krishna Ravi, hi Raghu, hi Virendra. Hi everyone, very good evening and a very warm welcome. Oh my god, Anushri, all the very best for your exams. Go rock it and make me super proud. Okay. Hi Shreya, hi Bache, very good evening. Hi Titan Gamer, hi Shreya, hi Sudeep. Hi Paramjot, Varun, Anjali. How are you guys doing? A very happy new year. Definitely. That's also something that I will be discussing very soon. Okay, guys, let's quickly get started. So I am Ankana, your master teacher for social sciences at Vedantu. Hoping all of you are doing absolutely fine and amazing and have had an amazing start to your new year. So let's get started. Today we're going to finish our lifelines of national economy in one shot. And with this session, you are going to be super sorted with your lesson, this particular chapter. So let's start with introduction. Now, when we're talking about lifelines of economy, why are we only referring to specific 2-3 things? Why are we basically talking about transport, communication and trade? How are these things lifelines of our economy? I mean, like, economy is more about money, right? It's more about the financial stability of the country, and we are saying that these are lifelines. So these are basically options on which the economy of a country depends. Now that's a question that comes to my mind. First of all, is like, how can economy of a country be dependent on transport, on communication, on trade? Can you guys think of this? Can you guys just think of how could it be dependent? Why are we calling these things the lifelines of economy? Study Hacker, a very happy new year to you too. Please, you don't have the spam. Hi Suraj. Bacha, I have already done outcomes of democracy. Hi Raghu, guys, waiting for your responses. What does come to your mind when I say that they act as the middleman? Okay, probably, or maybe they act as the mediator. They are the options. They are the mode through which we ultimately attain the economic growth or development, right? So we know that world is a huge place, and earlier reaching from one place to another was a huge task. You couldn't have imagined traveling to US, let's say 500 years back, so easily. Like, okay, today I'm gonna go and after a month I'm gonna come back. That would have been completely impossible for all of us. But now that has become very easy because of the transportation. If I want to talk to my relative who is in Australia, it would have been absolutely difficult. But now it's not a challenge for me. I can easily communicate with anyone I want across the entire world. And I can also access anything that is being sold in any part of the world, be it Europe, Africa, South America, North America, whatever it is. Everything is now accessible to me. And with all of these things, what's ultimately happening? What is happening is development. What is happening is growth. Okay. So growth and development brings in what ultimately? Money. So this is giving us an economical growth. So that is why we are saying that transport, communication and trade becomes the lifeline, and they're also complementary to each other. With one, the other comes, with the other, the third one comes. Do you get it? Guys, Abhinav, Anushri, Sapna Patil, hello. Got it? Yes, arteries and veins of economy. Absolutely. So with all of these connections, we have got so well connected to each other with all of these developments, and with the existence of transportation, communication, trading, cultural exchanges, travel, the world has now transformed into a large village. We have converted the entire world in nothing less than a large village. Why are we comparing the entire world, Earth, to a large village? Because just like in a large village, it becomes very, very easy for you to commute, to connect, to communicate with each other from one point to the other. Similarly, this is what the world has now transformed into. Earlier, it was very difficult for people to travel. They used to travel maybe by walking, or they used to have horses, but all of that used to take a lot of time, and the connection between the two countries probably would have been there. It was there of trade, but that is what all it was. But now we are getting connected with each other in so many other ways. And that is what is ultimately contributing, that is what is ultimately adding to the India's socio-economic progress. So not just economically, guys, socially also, in a social way also, we are progressing a lot. We are also having a social progress. Now, how is the social progress happening? Because with all of these developments, we learn a lot of things from these places. The cultural exchange, the language exchange, the knowledge exchange is happening, and we are ultimately developing socially. And with that, the economical progress is also happening by the linking of India with the world. So as we are getting connected with the other parts of the world, this is what is happening. Now, means of transport is the very first lifeline that we are going to talk about. Okay, now means of transport can further be divided into three parts: land, water and air, which is basically the modes of transportation, right? So the different modes through which we do travel is on the basis of which means of transports have been divided. So first one is land, second one is water, third one is air. Now, land can further be divided into roadways, railways, pipelines, so different kinds of transportations when it comes to land transportation. For water, we have inland and overseas. Inland would be between, like, inside your boundary, inside the country's boundary. Okay. As far as overseas, we know abroad. Okay. Air can be again divided into domestic, which is basically inside the country. For example, if I want to fly from Bangalore to Kolkata, from Kolkata to Darjeeling, from Darjeeling to Mumbai. So in the inland, basically within your boundaries, the travel that you do via air is your domestic airways, and international is beyond the boundaries. Okay. Beyond your boundaries is what is international travel. Now, in domestic, we have public undertaking and private airlines, which we will be discussing. You may have heard about Air India, Indigo, SpiceJet, all of these things. All of that we will be discussing. Moving on, talking about the roadways. Guys, hello. Hi, Kajal. Hi, Suraj. Shreyash. Hi everyone, a very, very warm welcome to the session and a very happy new year to all of you. Okay guys, so if you're enjoying the session and you are here because you're really happy that we are finishing this video in one shot, do not forget to hit the like button. Like button ko hit karna bilkul bhi mat bhulna. Moving on with roadways. Now, what are roadways? What do you mean by roadways? As I told you, when we travel via roads. Now, India has a very, very vast system of roadways. 50 lakh kilometers of roads, that is the length that we have for roadways, and they have always preceded railways. Now, it has a reason why they have preceded railways, have a more reach to the people, is more accessible to the people, and the reason is because they can be built and maintained easily as compared to railways. So, in comparison to railways, roadways is very easy and easy to build and easy to maintain. It's also easy to maintain this in terms of the money that goes in. Okay, now apart from that, it has various advantages. Okay, the advantages are basically that it provides you door-to-door services, which roadways doesn't. Even when you want to access different services, for example airports or ports, whatever it is, all of that can only be accessed through roadways. Ultimately, you need to have the roadways to reach out to these places also. So that is why we say that roadways is the ultimate forming, it ultimately forms the connection. Even the most remote locations, guys, even the most remote locations, very hard to reach, can easily be accessed with the help of roadways. Now, be it on the mountains, in the jungles, you can go anywhere and everywhere with the help of roadways, which gets difficult with railways. If there is not water, then with waterways. And you know, airways sometimes may or sometimes may not reach over there. Got it? Hi, Amy. Hi, Vacha. Hi, everyone. Yes, the best way of transport, right? So that is why roadways are considered to be so useful. So you may get a question to describe the advantages of roadways. So bacha, door to door, you know, a connection, then even access to airports, railway stations, all of these things. You cannot directly step out of your house and reach these places. You need to access these places through roadways. Ultimately, it helps us in what do you say, in accessing even the most remote locations in difficult terrains. It is easy to access it through roads. It connects villages to towns and towns to cities. So these are the connections which may not happen with railways and airways and waterways, right? At the same time, when you want to carry bulky goods, you can carry these over. It is easy to build them and maintain this. Not just that, another benefit of roadways are that it is very easily accessible and is always a better mode of transportation for short distances. See, for long distances you can still go with railway and airways, but for short distances you're not going to go through railways, right? You ultimately go ahead with roadways only. Now, the basis of the kind of roadways we have four categorizations. The first one, okay, we have is the Golden Quadrilateral Superhighway, which is a 6-lane highway built by an NHAI, National Highway Authority of India. Now, why do we call it a quadrilateral? It is called a quadrilateral because it connects the 4 mega cities of India, which is Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Mumbai. Now, what are the other uses? It has basically reduced the connection between the two extremes, be it north to south corridor or be it an east to west corridor. It has connected Srinagar in Jammu Kashmir with Kanyakumari in Tamil Nadu, and it has connected Silchar in Assam with Porbandar in Gujarat. We have been able to connect this with this, with the help of these Golden Quadrilateral, and these 6-lane highways have reduced the time ultimately. So what is happening, because a direct connect of good highways has happened, the time that used to take earlier for traveling has reduced because there is a direct connection now. Earlier people used to go to this point, then come to this point, and it used to be a very long travel, but now it has reduced. Then we have national highways. So like extreme part of the country, it links the extreme part of the countries, and these are actually the primary road systems. So Golden Quadrilateral are not really the primary road systems. They do not connect each and everything which the national highways does. Now, examples NH1, NH2, NH7. Now, I told you it can come for a 1-mark question in the main session. Also, I told you that which is NH1. Which all parts of the country does NH1 connect? Guys, can you quickly tell me? Deepak, I will definitely try to tell Harsh so, okay? Nice, Mohan. Super proud of you. Hi, Siddiq, Ajal, Vaibhav, Anushka, Diksha, Akriti, Manas. Welcome to the session. Hi, Akshara. National Highway, Delhi to Amritsar. Shesha Suri Marg. Amazing, Ashwin. Okay, guys, I can see a lot of you are watching the video. On that note, I just quickly want to say that do not forget to hit the like button if you are enjoying the session. Let's move on forward. Now, the construction is maintained by the Central Public Works Department, CPWD, which changes for the state highways, right? For state highways, it will be taken care of by the state Public Works Department. Okay, so these are basically national highways. Now let's quickly discuss about state highways. It links the state capitals with its district headquarters. So basically, Central Highway System, which is the national highway, connects the entire country. Okay, I'm very bad with maps and stuff, guys, ignore. So yeah, this is a little better. Okay, so the entire country everywhere with a chain of highways is connected with national highway. But with state, you just have to take a particular state where the capital city gets connected with different districts of that state. That is the basic difference between national and state highway. Second is that over here the state public works department maintains this, whereas the national highways are maintained by the central public works departments. Then we have district roads, which connects the district headquarters with the other places of the districts, basically the villages. Now who will take care of this? Obviously the Zila Parishad. The state is not responsible over here. We have already spoken about the local government. So technically it becomes the responsibility of the local government to take care of this. Okay. Then we have other roads also. We have roads which link the rural area and villages to the towns, okay, which may not be district roads necessarily. And these are constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana. Guys, the idea of Gramin Sadak Yojana is to connect all the villages with the major towns across the country. Okay, now then we have border roads. In the name it is very specific that these are constructed and maintained roads in the border areas of the countries. Okay, so wherever the borders are there, where we are actually getting attached, we are connecting with the other neighboring countries on the borders, the roads which are formed are known as BRO. Then let's talk about railways, another very important modes of transport and a most common transportation system in India. Now it is the principal mode, as I told you, very common. It is the principal mode of transport for people in here in India, okay, for goods and passengers. So whenever you want to take goods in bulk, or for passengers also when there are a lot, for longer distances compared to road, this is always preferred. Also because in bulk and for people, you can do it in more economical and cheaper basis. It is more cheap and economical to travel by the railways. So can carry bulky weight and excellent for long distances. With road it gets a little tiring. However, with railways it is easier to travel. Now it basically binds the economic life and accelerates the development of the industries and agriculture. So bacha, you would always have heard that wherever industrialization took place, okay, whenever industrialization took place, it only accelerated in the places where railways had established. Why? Because with railways, cheap transportation in bulk of raw materials. That is what it facilitated. It connected the different parts of the countries and ultimately gave a boost to industrialization, which gave a boost to urbanization. Okay. Social in Hindi medium में videos प्रभात आपको हिंदी वाले चैनल पे मिल जाएंगे. This is the English channel. That's why you will find the videos in English over here. Okay. Manaswini, how did it go? And hi Manasa, hi bache. Manasa S, I have taken your name, so don't worry. A very happy new year to you too, Savitri. So sweet of you. Hi Vaibhav. Hi Vishrut. Hi Bacha. So it basically binds that and we get to see how it happens, right? Now they are divided in 16 recognized zones. So there is actually 17 zones, out of which Konkan is one different zone itself, which is taken separately and is of great importance. A great integrating force for more than 150 years. Largest public sector undertaking in the country. Always remember that. However, it has its own challenges, right? It is difficult to lay railway lines in all of these areas. So wherever there is a difficult terrain, okay, if the terrain of a particular area is difficult, it gets very difficult to lay railway lines over there. It requires construction on bridges over rivers in North and Eastern India. So North and Eastern India, guys, there are a lot of rivers, there are a lot of mountains. So there are a lot of hurdles and obstacles where we have to build bridges, where we have to go under tunnels. So it gets very difficult to build these. At the same time, sinking of railway trucks and landslides blocking tracks where floods are there gets challenging. Costs of laying tracks are too high. So it is not very cost friendly. Okay, it's not very cost friendly as well, guys. With problem with both roadways and railways is also that it causes a lot of pollution. Okay, the fuels that we use, then the fuels are also depreciating because we use it so much. I did not tell you the disadvantages of road systems, but there are also disadvantages of road systems. Now what are disadvantages? That accidents can happen, it is prone to accidents, right? Damage in transition of the bulky goods can happen. Okay, not very cost, not very economical in terms of what do you say, traveling. It's not very cheap option. So all of these are disadvantages of roadways. Okay, so these are few problems. Then we know that many passengers travel without ticket. These are few another challenges of how to handle the population that travels. Then theft and damaging of the railway property has has not yet stopped completely, but also demotivates and discourages a lot of people to travel through railway because of the damage that is being caused by other people. At the same time, people stop train by pulling the chains unnecessarily, that causes heavy damages to the railway. As a result of which, what happens? People get discouraged. People are discouraged to travel by train because they don't feel it's very safe and a good way to travel. Okay, then we have pipelines. Pipelines are amazing way of transportation that has been discovered by humans. I mean, I personally feel that it's a great discovery, it's a great invention, whatever you call it. Okay, I mean, this is one thing I really appreciate. Now guys, it is very economical. It is very economical. How? Let me quickly tell you. See, the initial setup cost is pretty high. But later on, maintaining the pipelines is not as high as like railways or for general roadways also. Maintaining roadways is also very difficult. Okay. Now, what is it used for? It is used for transporting materials like crude oil, petroleum, natural gas, iron oil, anything which is basically in liquid state. Okay, everything, even if we can sometimes even, transport solid stuff if we change it into a slurry, what do you say, state. Okay, now inland locations of refineries, Baroni, Mathura, Panipat, etc., these are where our pipelines run. Now initial cost of, as I told you, but the subsequent cost of running the costs, the pipelines are very minimal. It also helps in reducing the transshipment cost or delays. So the damages which are caused during the shipment, that does not happen, that loss does not happen. Even the delay which is there because of traffic, that will not happen with the pipelines, because these are underground methods which has its own channel where nobody can interfere and everything reaches on time. So I personally feel this is a great way of transportation which is going to completely revolutionize the whole system. Okay, if we talk about the important pipeline networks, it is from oil fields in Upper Assam to Kanpur, UP via Guwahati, Baroni and Allahabad. Then from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab via Viramgam, Mathura, Delhi and Sonipat. Then the third one is from Hazira in Gujarat to Jagdishpur in UP via Vijaypur in MP. Okay, now let's quickly talk about waterways. But you already know that India is actually surrounded by water all along, and that is why we do have a very long coastline. The best part is that these are the cheapest means of transport, especially when you want to carry bulky goods. Okay, for bulky, this is the most economical and cheaper method. However, it is a little time taking, but the best part is also that it's very fuel efficient and very environmental friendly, which roadways and railways are not necessarily. They consume a lot of fuel, which waterways does not, and it is also very friendly to the environment. And it is absolutely perfect for carrying heavy and bulky goods. Now, if we talk about the inland waterways in India, we have 5. From Allahabad to Haldia, 1620 kilometers. From Sadia to Dhubri, 892 kilometers. Then West Coast Canal in Kerala, 205 kilometers. Parts of Krishna Godavari River and Kakinada, Puducherry stretch of canals, which is 1078 kilometers. Then parts of Brahmani River along the Mata River. Delta channels of Mahanadi, Brahmani Rivers and East Canal River, which is 588 kilometers. This being the longest. Now you have to tell me the coastline, both national and international coastlines for us. Apart from that, we have 12 major ports, out of which and then 200 minor ports. So major ports are these 12 ports. We'll discuss in details. And then it carries 95% of India's foreign trade. Okay. Now guys, I will just give you few airports. For example, Cochin is a natural airport. Okay. Then we have Mumbai also, which is a natural airport. Chennai is one of the oldest artificial airports that we have. Visakhapatnam is the deepest artificial ports that we have, not airport, port. Okay. Now Goa is a naval base. However, also a lot of iron business. Okay. Trading of iron is done through the Goa port. Then Mundra, Kandla. Kandla is a tidal port. A tidal port is a port which basically depends on the tides of the water over there. If the tides are high, it's good. If not, then it goes lower. Similarly, Kolkata, and in fact, Haldia is, Kolkata is also a tidal port. One thing about Kandla is that it was constructed to reduce the traffic and the congestion on the Mumbai port. But more than that, after partition, what happened? Our very important port went along with Islamabad, went along with Pakistan. So in the memory of that, we constructed Kandla port. Okay, that's point number one. But the second idea was also to reduce the load over Mumbai port because it was very, very congested. The congestion was very high. A lot of, business was done through Mumbai. Mangalore again, guys, is an artificial port. Then Tuticorin is the southernmost and the artificial airport. Riverine, Kolkata is a riverine airport, the river over there of Hooghly, it just washes off the shore. It keeps on doing that. And then Paradeep is another one, exports raw iron to Japan. Iron is also imported from this place because over here you find a lot of iron from Chota Nagpur plateau. So a lot of minerals are actually traded through these ports on the eastern side. So this is basically what it is. And then also Kandla connects the other ports, from Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, all of these things in terms of connecting and transporting and trading their products from there. Okay, Mickey, what do you want? How to remember? It's very easy to remember. Just remember few ports and why is it important. Okay. Yes, Abhi. Hi, Saloni. Hi, Rinku. This is a revision class. We are revising the entire chapter. Thank you so much, Diksha. Thank you so much. So sweet of you. Hi, it's me. Hi, Savitri. Okay. Now, airways. But if you talk about what are certain important questions, see, one thing that you have, what you can think of is what are the advantages and disadvantages of different modes of transport. That becomes very important. Then we know that why over roadways would someone choose, why over railways someone would choose railways, then roadways. Then your question could be that why is airways more popular in Northeast? These are short questions that could come. Okay. Now cons, what are cons of airways? It is not cheap, which means it is not affordable by everyone. So it is not affordable for everyone, and of course luggage constraints are there. You cannot travel with a lot of bulky goods. It is not favorable for transportation of bulky goods. Okay, but there are a lot of pros which we cannot forget. It is the fastest, most comfortable and prestigious mode of transport. That is why it is not accessible for everyone, right? And we know it's pretty expensive. So the clutter automatically gets filtered out in a way. Now it covers very difficult terrains with ease. So it doesn't matter whether it is mountains or rivers, floods or landslides, everything, right? Landslides. All of this is basically easily covered up by the airways. Airways ke saath easily you can overcome forest, all of these problems, and that is why Northeast always prefers and has airways more popular in their region, because the terrain over there is difficult. There are a lot of forests, there is mountains, there are a lot of rivers, so airways becomes more common over there, also because of its proximity with the neighbors and the borders of India. Air transport was nationalized in 1953. So we have domestic services and we have international services. So guys, Air India is that, and then we have Indian Airlines, Alliance Air, private scheduled airlines, and non-scheduled operators like Indigo, Go Air, etc. Then we have Pawan Hans helicopter, which has which has provided its services to the ONGC, its offshore operation, and is to the inaccessible areas and difficult terrains. So wherever it is difficult for people to reach, the Pawan Hans has always saved our lives. For example, northeastern states also, I was telling you, right, it is difficult to access northeastern states, interior parts of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Now, quick reminder about the Vedantu Pro subscription, where you get 100% knowledge with 100% marks, and you get unlimited live classes, high level quizzes, which gives you an opportunity to compete with the students throughout the world, interactive replays, leaderboards, handwritten master notes by master teachers, in class doubt solving by both class teachers and master teachers, and of course tests and assignments to have a proper revision. More than 5,000 micro courses and crash courses absolutely free, which is going to make less more, where the description is given in the link. The link is given in the description box. It is also pinned in the comment section. You can also go on vdnt.in/ytpro and you will get this access to the subscription. Just make sure to use the code AKEPRO, and with that will give you this great discount with which you will have subscription of 1 month and 3 months only for 11 rupees and 9 rupees per session respectively. Link is given, guys. It is also mentioned in the comment section. Do not forget to use the code. Moving on to the next lifeline, which is communication. Now imagine if communication would have been difficult earlier. It would have been very, we are connected to the entire world because now the world has been easily connected with each other through the different modes of communication that is there. Okay, earlier all of this did not used to exist. So people used to write letters and send it through crows, and that is why people were not so well communicated, which was also a hurdle in the development. Development has happened so well because now we are so well connected with each other. Now there are two sorts of communications. We'll get to that. First of all, what is communication? Communication is an act of exchanging information which did not used to exist earlier, right? Abhijit, good evening. Hi Bhumika. Hey everyone. Hi Bhumik. Hi Abhijit. Hi Khushi. Welcome to the session. A very warm welcome to the session. Guys, I hope you are enjoying the session. I hope you have liked the video already. Also, do not forget to share it with your friends. Call them, ask them to join the session, because in one shot we are finishing the entire chapter. So personal communication and mass communication are the major means of communication. So I told you two kinds of communication, right? One is personal, which is most on individual level, and then we have the next one, which is mass communication. Okay, then we have something which reaches out to the masses also. So the mail channels facilitate quick delivery of mails in large cities like metro channels, green channels and business channels. These are few channels which facilitates the mailing services. Then for personal communication, the process of transmitting messages between two people, right? So personal is what? Basically when individual is connecting with an individual. So individualistic communication, right? For example, postal of letters, mobile phones, etc. But mass is when you're trying to reach other people out there. Then we have telecom networks. To improve the telephonic communication, the government has made special provision to extend 24 hours STD, which is subscriber trunk dialing facility, to every villages in the country. So with the telephones only, we have got connected to each other so well, right? If I am not feeling, if I want to communicate something, I will immediately pick up my phone and give you a call, and I can easily communicate what is there, which was not there earlier. Static landline and mobile services have improved to ensure faster personal communication, which was very difficult in initial days, right? What is mass communication? So we understood that these are few methods, mails, letters, etc., mobile phones, telecoms, all of these are more of individuals. But if we talk about mass communication, what are different methods? Now, it is a process of transmitting a message to a large group of people. So obviously, if it's not individual, it is large group of people. Okay, now it provides entertainment, creates awareness among the people about national programs and policies. It includes radio, television, newspapers, internet, periodicals, magazines, books, and films, right? So if you want to read, so we have heard about Doordarshan, Darshan. Then we have All India Radio, where we have multiple programs. So there are a lot of advantages of these programs also. Guys, do you remember any advantages of these programs? They have educational programs, they have entertainment, they update us with the news around the world, within the country, right? They tell us about the new policies, they tell us about the news, the different programs going on. They basically keep us aware. Okay, and then we finally come to international trade. Now, one thing that I want to talk about is the development that has happened in the world of internet. Now, this entertainment, one second, yeah. In the world of internet, if that would have not been developed so much, where would we have been? Guys, can you imagine? I am right now connected with you only because of internet. If internet was not there, you wouldn't have been able to have your online classes at Vedantu. How would life, how life would have looked like without it? How would you have dealt with pandemic? So internet and this mesmerizing world of internet, which has so many things in its platform and so many things to offer us, WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, so many things, right? It's keeping all of us so well connected with each other. So internet has taken the whole world and transformed the whole level of individual communication into a different scenario altogether, which was not earlier, right? Rakshita, I am not ignoring anyone. Don't say that. I'm just a little busy in teaching, because obviously if I do not do that and I keep reading your comments, it will be difficult for me to teach you, isn't it, guys? Ma'am, because of broad rivers and flood, can this be the reason for airways? Absolutely, that is definitely one major reason, guys, because there are so many floods, because the climatic conditions are not so stable, because of the presence of so many rivers, broad rivers, because of the presence of difficult terrain like mountain and hilly areas in the northeast. We have more airways popular in this region. See, all of this I have done in a lot of detail in my Umang series sessions. Over here, because it is a revision, I'm only revising the important points from your examinations perspective. Okay? Okay, now let's talk about international trade. Guys, we know trade plays a very important role in the development of economy. It just goes unsaid. Especially international trade, when we are exchanging goods, we're exchanging services with different countries. That is what international trade is, right? Exchange of goods among people, states and countries is referred to as trade. When it happens between two countries beyond the boundaries of a country, it is known as international trade. When goods are sent to another country, it is called export. When we buy from them, it is called import. Now, what is balance of trade? When import and export is equal, balance is there. Now, what is favorable? See, every time when you're earning more money, it has to be favorable, which means when you are exporting more, when export is high, it is said to be favorable. When import is high, it is said to be unfavorable. Why? Because you are spending more money to buy stuff when you're importing, which is not considered idle. You have to send more stuff and get more money. So that is what is favorable and unfavorable. Okay. Now, India has its trade relations with all the major trading blocs and geographical regions of the world right from the beginning and even today. Commodities which we export are gems, jewelries, chemicals, related products, agriculture and allied products. Which we import, which we buy, petroleum crude. Obviously, we do not have oil fields and petrol so much present over here. Then some jewelries which are not so much found over here, chemicals, related products, base metals, electronic items, etc. At the same time, India has emerged as a software giant at the international level with all of this growth that has happened in the IT sector, right? Now, talking about tourism as trade, but your tourism also plays a very important role. And in the past 3 decades, in the last 30 years, tourism has grown a lot. People have started talking about wanderlust, right? Because people have discovered that they really enjoy traveling and people have started traveling a lot. Forget before Corona, okay? I mean, forget Corona, but before that, right? More than 15 million people are directly engaged in tourism industry. Now, what are the advantages of tourism? It promotes national integration. Of course, people can travel within the country, they integrate more, they interact more. Provide support to the local handicrafts and cultural pursuits. Because of tourism, people from different places come, they appreciate the local handicraft, they buy it, and promotes and keeps them alive as well. It helps in development of international understanding about our culture and heritage. Rajasthan, Goa, Jammu and Kashmir, Temple of South, India are some important tourist destinations. Foreign tourists visit India for heritage tourism, ecotourism, adventure tourism, etc. So this is how tourism plays a very important role. And a quick announcement about the NTSE Juggernaut, which is started from 21st of December, Monday to Saturday. This is the link. Do not forget to start dealing with your problems for NTSE Stage 2 and rock it over here with Vedantu Olympiad School. And with that, we have come to the end of the lesson session today. We have finished our one shot on Lifelines of Economy. And guys, with this, I hope you have completely understood the chapter. Do not forget to hit the like button, and do not forget to tell me in the comment section, how did you like today's sessions? Are you enjoying the one shots or not? Do like the video, do subscribe to the channel. More one shots are going to come, so do not miss on anything. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and keep sharing the video, guys. Share it with your friends so that they can also take the advantage of the one shots and get prepared for their pre-boards, for their boards. And with this, we have come to the end of the session. Thank you so much. Kunal, it's not necessary that if export is less and import is more, the economy will crash. But of course, if it retains there for a very long period of time, it definitely, the growth slows down, the economy goes down. It is always ideal to have the favorable balance of trade. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. See you soon. Have a great evening ahead. Bye everyone. Stay home, stay safe, take good care of yourselves. Bye guys. Good night.